Hey, y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we talk about albums and eras and artists and just dig into R&B. I am Naturally Elise, and that's my bro.
JR.
And today we are welcoming a very, very, very good friend of ours by the name of Temujin Scott. And
Hi.
Hey, boo. And I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about kind of his history in the music industry, just in his words.
Oh, well, I'm a forever aspiring artist, a vocalist, just in the pursuit and dreaming and continue to keep going until it sticks. And, working 9 to 5, the regular story, just trying to survive out here.
And all of the things.
And all of the things.
Yeah. But recently we brought him back on the show. You may have previously seen him on our Catch That Mini Fan episodes. And in talking to him, we just realized how much he knew and how much he lived and breathed music. And, he was teaching us a million things. And we're like, we got to have his brother back to talk about a whole album and just do it, because we were talking about a song and we ended up talking about a whole discography. So
yeah, we did.
So it was just a natural progression that we had to bring him back for this. We had no idea. So
no ideas.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. And usually I ask JR to say what album we're going to talk about and why. But because you picked the album that we're talking about today, how about you tell us what we're talking about and why you wanted to talk about this particular record?
Oh, so you want me to talk about you want to let them know what album?
Oh, yeah. Tell them the album and why you thought that would be a great album to talk about.
All right. So it's Janae's, pronounced Janae. That was released in 1994. Why? Y'all have a minute or two?
I have a lot of minutes, especially for
okay. It's because I have to build it up so it's like a lead in, right? So picture it.
Okay.
1994. I'm 13. Okay. JR, don't say nothing. So I'm 13. And 4 years prior, just to get a little personal, I had tragically lost my father. So I was trying to find my way. It was traumatic for me. I was a little Black kid, who just loved music. And I think we talked about this before. Music was my way of healing, grieving, and escaping, a safe escape. Shout out to my mother for allowing me to do that. So I'm getting ready to transition in high school. So I'm getting ready to go in freshman year at Midwood High School, 1994. And in the 90s, as you all know, we had some fabulous vocalists, right? But what was happening, I found that the singing style was changing. If y'all, with the male singers and the boy bands, and I was like, I'm not hearing nobody that sounds like me. So I'm 13. My voice is already kind of highish at 41. So imagine what it was sounding like at 13, right? So
right.
I don't hear no male singers or even female singers that are really sounding like me right now. So I'm like, okay. So then I hear these ladies. I hear the song, Hey Miss DJ, and that blew up. And it was kind of special because Renee and Zhane, who, comprise Jah-Nay, Renee is from East Flatbush. And it was
Brooklyn.
So cool. Brooklyn all day.
All day.
I was waiting for that.
Brooklyn, right? So I'm like, okay. So I didn't really know, when I first saw Jah-Nay, I didn't know where they were from at first. So then, of course, like we do, when the album came out, I was reading the linear notes, and I'm like, looking at the thank yous, and I'm seeing, Temple University, and I said, Midwood High School. I'm like, oh, who went to Midwood? So I found out, going into high school, I'm like, okay, I need to find a chorus class because I love to sing. Come to find out, Renee had the same chorus teacher I had. So that was kind of cool because I was like 5 months in to loving this album and falling in love with this record. So Rashawn Patterson put it very, very well. He had a YouTube channel with Layla Hathaway, and he was just talking about when he first heard her single, Heaven Knows, that he was coming back from the road, because we all know Rashawn was singing since he was, an infant. So he said, sometimes music lovers, where music is like food and air for us, and artists, we wait to be put in a chokehold, right, by our favorite artist or new artist or established artist. So he said that song did it for him, and Janae did it for me. So 94 was a good year for a lot of other groups and artists, established artists and new. We got Biggie Smalls that year. We got Craig Mack. We got Brownstone. Then we had Mary's My Life. It was that year was amazing, especially for us in Brooklyn. So yeah, that's why I picked Janae.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes. So JR, what are your first kind of memories and just experience around this album?
Okay, so actually I was introduced to them by clearly Hey Mr. DJ, right? So the DJs was playing it like crazy. New York was playing it out the gazoo, like for real. So I found when I saw them do an interview, they was like, yo, we actually, this is not our first record being on a record. And they was like, they were actually on the Fresh Prince's Ring My Bell. Oh. And I was like, oh, snap. I know that song. You know what I'm saying? Even though, again, I was paying attention to the vocalist, not Will. Now, Will, don't come up on here trying to slap nobody, because you will get slapped back. But, so I was like, yo, these are the girls that sound so good on that record. So I had already knew them before Hey Mr. DJ. And of course, I didn't put everything together. So I was like, okay, I like this song. Then when they came out with Groove Thing, I said, okay, I need to go get this cassette. Mom, we got to go to Sam Goody. We got to go get
The Wiz. The Wiz.
The Wiz. Nobody beats the Wiz. Come on now.
Now I remember that because I didn't live in New York City, but I was living in New York as a child, and so I remember those commercials. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. So we went and got this album, and I was just like, it had such a depth to it. It was different, and I was like, ooh, it's kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I love making this thing when Elise always talks about with voodoo, how you can cut it with a knife because you can't really cut it because it's so thick. This had a thickness to it that an album I've never heard before that had a thickness like this. And this was 94, and it had some weight on it. And absolutely. I was like, yo, I like this album. I really do. And then the samples I was hearing and all that. So the first listen, I was like, I rock with these girls. I really, really rock with these girls. I'm so glad that I got it before My Life, because after My Life came out, a lot of things couldn't get through for me. So it was like, I got this album. I think me and my mom got it in like May or June. Okay. And we got it then. So it was already about 5-6 months out already. Yeah. But after I heard Groove Thing, because we got the cassette single, and I was like, I got to get this album. And this album is so great. That's why I was so happy when you was like, yo, I want to talk about their debut. I said, let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
Yes. So when would you introduce this? Like, when would you introduce the Zhane, the girls?
Yeah, so 94, I'd have been like 15. And I mean the same of hearing Hey Mr. DJ, how big that was, and like us high school kids was rocking to it. I mean it's such an infectious song. Like, like if that song wouldn't have been a hit, I wouldn't have understood how it wouldn't have. Like, right. And yes, they sounded very amazing on it, but I kind of that's one of those songs where just about anybody that could carry a tune could make something out of that song, but they made it even more special.
Yes.
But I think that song would have been a hit regardless, but I don't think it would necessarily as special regardless.
Right.
But that just was, that song was just, that was just a song that was just undeniable.
It was dope. And
the production, the arrangement, the melody of it.
Yeah.
And just the thing,
and it was hard, you know.
That's what I was saying. Like, it had such that hip hop flavor to it. Like, you couldn't help but it had that street to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was so street. And to think that KG thought it was a joke. He didn't think it was gonna be a hit.
That's a classic.
Ain't that happy?
Y'all remember the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so Brooklyn. Renee
so Brooklyn in that. Oh my God.
At the desk, hey girl, we have a block party tonight. And they, first of all, shout out to Zhane and Renee because they were so and are still very beautiful, classy women. Like, they weren't rock. They had short haircuts. Renee had her finger waves. Zhane had her close cut. Like, they were like, yo, we here. They were classy. They had, oh man.
That was, you know, with the whole, and we talking about the depth of the album, they were the first girls that I saw when I was like, yo, these are Nubian queens to me. Like, they were the first one. When I saw in the video, they looked like they were beautiful. Like, they were my sisters. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, because everybody didn't look at, because this is 94. Everybody, including my mama, had braids. The girls had the box braids. They had all that. And yes, the box braids, yo. So seeing them with short haircuts and finger waves, that was the first time where it was like, they look like Nubian queens to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then them walking, like, you know, at the beginning of the video, when they just walking and they just sashaying, like, just walking. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. In the 90s is what made the short hair cool, because the 80s for black and white was about big hair. That's just what it was. That was the style for everybody. So the 90s came, and then it became, you could rock your short hair, you could rock your finger waves, or you could rock some short braids, or you could rock, you know what I'm saying, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so now I think about another reason that they really hit me. I had short hair. I had short cut when they came out.
Wow.
My freshman or sophomore year, my mom let me go cut my hair. And so I had a short haircut about this length, maybe a little bit longer than it is now, for all of high school. So it was like, oh, they look like me.
Right.
Now, mine wasn't a natural, but it was a shortcut, and that wasn't what everybody had. You were just starting to get the girls, because Tony and, and Hallie and them, that was just starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like not like 92 is when that started being a thing. So
Yeah.
They look like you, at least, and they sounded like, like I said, it sounded like something I could relate to vocally. I'm like, oh, they're singing full notes, and they're harmonizing, and they're playing the piano, and they're writing their own tunes, and they're incorporating jazz and R&B and hip hop. Oh, okay. And then Renee being from Midwood, and us, having the same teacher, it just was so inspiring. So yeah,
it's just so crazy to think that the DJs back then used to break records. You know what I mean? Like, they broke them. And when they came out with that album, right? Hey, Mr. DJ, right? But it was like, that wasn't even supposed to be the single off the album, though. A DJ was just like, yo, this song is dope. I'm going to play it. And it grew legs. And people started to really like, yo, who is this? Who's these girls? Like, this one is hitting. And then it just went out of here. And I think me and Temujin was talking about this maybe, probably today. The Hey DJ, they performing it out of Boys and Girls High School. And you could tell the single had just came out. Yes. And you could tell the crowd really didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? They like, come on, y'all. Like, The beat is so hard.
What?
And then a couple of months later, they do the Apollo, and the crowd is losing their minds off this record. So you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
How everything how it started. You know what I'm saying? And then they do it on Arsenio Hall, and you even got the white people in the audience singing the chorus. Like, you know you got a hit with the Anglo-Saxons are singing our song.
Yep. And the lady with the Jerry curl at the Apollo.
Okay. Oh. Listen.
What her name? Eva?
I don't know.
Her name? I think her name is Eva.
Yeah.
God bless her. She was, man. Yeah.
And you could tell when they had a smash, you know what I'm saying? A smash across the board. That's why I always thought it was the #1 record till I found out it peaked at #6. But back then in the 90s, that was great. That was amazing as a debut single.
And then and then 94 was so stacked.
Yeah. They got play in Brooklyn. Man, you could go outside to the Flappers Junction and you could hear that. You could hear Hey Mr. DJ blasting out the cars, going on the way to King's Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Getting on the train, catching the L, and they playing it out. They freaking on their boombox like this. Like you could play this shit now and motherfuckers will rock to it.
Absolutely.
And they was really lucky that was an enduring single because that came out in the summer of 93. And the album ain't come out to 94. And their second single ain't come out to March of 94.
Right.
So they lucky that song had a long life, had a long show.
It had legs.
Because had that just been like a radio kind of blip, we might not have heard from them again.
Right.
That's true. That's true. But one thing about New York, what I like too, even, and Temujin, you know this to be true too, when even though Hey Mr. DJ was being played, Flex on Friday night, what was it? Friday night, shit. What the show that he had on Fridays where he talk a lot? Friday night Street Jams.
Okay.
Friday night Street Jams when the Hot 97 was at its beginning. That's when I heard freaking
Hey Mr. DJ?
No. Group thing.
Yeah.
And you know one thing about New York, everybody is loving Hey Mr. DJ, but the DJs is still gonna play some other songs.
Right, the album cut.
Yes, and that's when I heard Group Thing, and that's when I was like, I gotta go get this shit. I gotta go get this album, yo, because the summer shit. Hey Mr. DJ would play all through the summer.
Yeah.
All that.
But another good thing is they had an album full of songs of at least 7 songs that could have been singles. Either were singles or could have been.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I had to think. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not in addition to, but I'm saying the singles they put out, and then a couple other songs that could have been singles too. So they had a very stacked album that was very radio friendly, at least the first half of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Very radio friendly.
Absolutely.
I agree. Let's get into it then. Let's just get into these songs. Let's get into these songs. So I like how they even start the album off with Hey Mr. DJ because that's what we know him for. We going right into it. Hey Mr. DJ, we got you.
What we gonna do
into the interlude?
Yes.
The interlude. Right after that's the interlude of, and they call it the intro, but that's the interlude. You know what I'm saying? And they made you make sure you know how to pronounce their name.
Yes, smooth and infectious. Pronounce Janae.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like they making sure people like me, because I will pronounce names completely wrong. And I have done it so many times on this show, and Elise has completely gathered me and got me. And they did that for me. So I thank you, Renee, and I thank y'all for doing that for me, because I'd have got it completely wrong. I'd have been like he said, like they had KG and I guess there was another guy in there. How do you pronounce their name? I don't know.
It was Loaded by Nature.
That was them? Oh, yeah. Okay. So it was Vinny and them. Okay, it's Vinny and Tretch and them. Okay, got it. And then we go into Vibe.
The only time, yeah.
Yeah. Listen to the vibe.
Hey.
And before we got on here, I was telling JR, it's a friend of mine. I ain't gonna call her name, but she happened to catch this. She hates that song, and I can't understand why. Nothing about her says that she should hate this song. And she likes Jah-Nay just fine, but this song, and I was like, but it's so.
It's such a.
It's like how?
What?
Yes.
Okay. Did she say why?
No, it's one of those songs, and I was telling JR, I have it too, to where it make, to anyone who knows what I do like, and I don't like a certain song, they're like, that doesn't, I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense. Just like why I don't understand why certain groups that JR don't like, even though they sound just like groups that he do like. Like, it's confusing, but we all got those to where somebody be like, really?
The song. It could be the song they do. Like, it could be a great group vocally or whatever, but the song choice or the song is like, that ain't hitting. Or maybe personalities, whatever. Might see something like, nah, I'm good,
And I wonder, it's one thing about this song, and it's a thing in songs that can make it or break it for people. It's a very repetitive song.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why she doesn't like it, and she doesn't realize that's why. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe you done cracked the code. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. That's such a driving line. Okay, but I get it.
See, and that's what I like about it, but that might be what someone else doesn't like about it.
Right.
I love because it uses my favorite George Benson sample.
Love for Love. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love George Benson, that song. Shout out to the RIP to Rob Temperton. Like, that song and the way KG uses that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, and I'm sitting there because that type of joint, it's just like you sitting in a car and like the wind is blowing and you just vibing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just vibing. And then to add what he added to it, and it still got that knock to it, but you still can sit in the car and be like, it's so New York to me. Like, it's so driving across the Brooklyn Bridge. It's so New York.
Head the Juniors.
Come on now. Come on.
I remember For Goodness Sake. I don't know if you remember that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, George Benson is amazing.
Yes, he is, man. And what that song is, and because people can use a sample and use it completely wrong, and it be bad, and I mean bad. Like, and the way they use this sample was so dope, and the girls sound so great on it. And like Elise said, I like the competitive. Like, I love how it repeats everything over and over, so you cannot not know the words to this song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know the words to this song because hello, they say it in every verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know it, it's like, come on now, really? Like, so I love Vibe. I love.
And how could you not like listen up to the vibe.
It's so alive.
Listen to the vibe. Like, I love that's how it goes out.
Yeah.
The vibe.
Yes.
Come on now. I love it.
Yeah. And so they come out with like these two feel good records. Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh man, we come to, which is one of the jewels
Jewels
of this album.
Speak
and
on
one
it.
of those songs, one is an enduring song. Like it's still, I know it still like gives me kind of chills when I hear it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been remade a few times too.
Yep.
Yeah. And that
But
is,
I'm good with just Janae's.
yeah. Sending my love. Like that is,
Aretha know how you felt because she had the girl singing at her birthday party. And you know Aretha don't like a lot of people.
yeah.
Beautiful gown, nice songwriter. Okay, I'm gonna pass on that one. Okay, what happened?
Yeah, but it's Sending My Love. It's like it's just such a groove, and then it go hard and go soft at the same time.
Yes,
because the beat is so that it seemed like it shouldn't work on such a sweet vocal.
Yeah,
but I couldn't imagine it any other way.
How about that?
Yeah, I agree. Because it still got that hardness to it. Because you're using that EPMD sample. So it still has that, you know what I'm saying, you're a customer sample they're using. So it still gives you that street that we love about Zhane with Hey Mr. DJ. You still get the street vibe with Vibe. You know what I mean? And then you go to Sending My Love, which is so soft, but still got a hardness to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, and they sound so beautiful on it. Like,
with your heart in your hands, I'm as helpless as a baby.
I'm in desperate of your love, so just send it right away. Ooh, when they sang that thing on Video Soul, and Planet Group.
Yep.
And they were just,
and the video is so simple and just showing them as Nubian queens that they are.
Beautiful.
And it's just showing that. And again, that song has such a depth to it. It's heavy.
When they did Crush, I was like, oh, this is the Sending My Love on this record. To me, it was like Crush was like in that same like.
Oh, you talking about Saturday Night Live? Oh, Saturday Night. Oh, that's at least shit there.
Oh yeah, that's that is. And as we go further, I can tell you what each song is. Each song corresponds to a song on Saturday night. Like did
y'all realize that perk up that Alicia just had when he mentioned a song on Saturday night? You saw Alicia go.
I could tell you right now. Let me get that.
Yeah, because Hey Mr. DJ is request line.
Yep.
Let's see.
Sending My Love and Crush.
Yeah, Send My Love is Crush. A hybrid of Vibe, You're Sorry Now is Saturday Night to me. What's another one?
Do it, Elise. Do it. Break it down, baby.
Groove Thing is like kind of Last Dance and Good Times together.
Yeah.
Like it's very like it, but we'll yes. As a kind of one, I'll tell you what song it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like You're Sorry Now is essentially just like that. Like a cross between This Song Is For You and Just Like That.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this song for you. Yeah, I can see that.
I love that. I love that song. But yeah, You're Sorry Now. Remember the video when they were on the fire escape?
Yo, I just realized that they had a video for it.
So JR, that is actually my favorite song on this album.
You're Sorry Now.
Really?
When I hear that song, I can't get it out of my head for months. Like I just think about it. Especially I want you out of my life. Stop saying sorry, cause it's all over. So I'm messing up the melody, but I
It was
can't sing it, but
You know,
perfect.
y'all, I did not know that had a video at all
Yeah.
until like recently.
Yep.
I did not know that. Yeah, and it was on the fire escape and all. I did not know. And she's sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
Renee's sitting in the chair, and Gene is sitting on like the
thing, right?
yes. And I'm like, I never knew that this song had a video. Like,
Oh, videos. That's what videos were made.
beautiful
Classic.
budgets. Beautiful budgets.
Classy videos.
Beautiful budgets. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
Yes.
okay. So we go to the song that now when I listen to the album, at least these songs I love to death. I love Hey Mr. DJ. I love Vibe. And I love Sending My Love. But these songs were clearly kind of the singles. But now when I start the album, I start with Sweet Taste of Love.
Sweet taste of
love. Sing it, Elise.
What? Oh my God. Like,
yes.
Let me tell you something. David on them damn keyboards.
Boom, 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 boom.
We know this album, the piano is the star of this album.
Thank you, Janae.
Yes. Yes. And yo, I just love how it just starts in. It like captivates you when it first comes in, like
not asking for your diamond ring. Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this song. Like, and then the chorus is so smooth, it gets sweet.
Want you to love me, kiss and to hold me. See the good that love can't truly say.
Sweet taste of yes. Oh my God, yo, like this, yo, them girls. And then me and Temujin was just talking too about the performance that they did on Video Soul.
Yeah.
And Renee is playing on keyboards, and there's no music behind them, and it's just them two vocally with a piano.
Yes.
That people, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have to take off the glasses. That's talent, people. They don't need the music. They just had a piano in their voices.
Yes.
That's
music.
it.
Yes.
Nothing else. That's it. They're showing their talent. Yep. I don't know what you girls is doing now, but
because hey, production is necessary. It's great. It's beautiful.
Yes.
But can you flat foot if you go somewhere and the track and your track ain't working, can you still give the people a show? Or if you go somewhere and half your band is stuck on a plane or stuck somewhere and can't get to you, can you still give the people a show? That's an artist to me. If you can't still give them a show without all the accoutrement, then I don't really see it for you like that.
The who?
Accoutrement.
Yeah. You gotta add the shelter. That's right.
I cannot. This is gonna be this type of episode.
Like if you can't give the people nothing without all the pomp and circumstance and all that, then now all that stuff is great and it's entertainment and I like to see all that and hear all that too. But I need to know that you don't have to lean on that. That's just
right.
That should be just a prop, something just to enhance, not to be your whole shtick.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Can we give you a stool and a mic and that's it, and you can still rock it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about these new girls.
Yeah. Or the new
y'all, because I know you're watching. Hi.
The new boys too, like
yeah, you got a point there. It's sad.
Because one thing I used to always love, and I'm just an example of a group that could do that, how like a Boys and Men would just come out with their mic and their stools and come out and sit down and sing.
Mm-hmm. In Vogue too.
Yes, in Vogue, that's another example, exactly. So where they could,
Hi, Dawn.
So hey, stop it. So if the messy. Cause sometimes your music ain't, like I said, sometimes your music ain't work. Sometimes your musician might not be able to make it. Sometimes you go to a venue where the sound system's fucked up or something, and you just, can you improvise and can you make it work?
Word.
And that's what.
And do you have enough personality to pull off without that too? All that together.
And that's what I used to love about Video Soul, what they used to let them come on and perform the record without the music or anything. If you was coming to sing your ballad, they would just let you sing the ballad. It was no, like, yeah, the music might have been playing, but you had to sing that shit live. Like, there was no coming lipping. Donnie Simpson and Sherry Carter didn't play that at all. Right. No. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Arsenio Hall didn't either. You know what I mean? Because the way, you know, Janae came on and they did Hey Mr. DJ, they made it jazzy. You know what I'm saying? It was jazzy. It wasn't the way they did it on the Apollo. See, the Apollo, they had to do it the regular way because the Apollo crew wanted to be up in there rocking. You know what I'm saying? But they went on Arsenio and made it so smooth and sweet, but they still were singing it live because Arsenio didn't play that lip singing shit.
Walking through the audience, they were killing it. They were
they was in the audience damn near the whole time. Like they didn't even come out. You know what I mean? So that and Sweet Taste of Love, I just love that record. I love starting my album off with that, and it's just so great. I love that record. It's just so sweet. Like I say, it's just so sweet. You know what I mean? Like the girls sound great on it, and it's just I love that record. Love it. So then we get to changes.
Why are you?
I got a question about that, y'all. I got a question. Do you think that changes gave the album the hip hop credibility that it needed? Besides, Hey Mr. DJ?
No.
Okay.
I think what gave it that credibility was the fact that it was KG. That it was KG. And that naughty was all over it and all that. I think that's what, just off the strength of that. And yes, Hey Mr. DJ. And I mean, Vibe. All that. Groove thing.
Yeah. Okay. I just asked because I'm like, this is the time where hip hop is like about to run mainstream for real. Because when you got somebody like Snoop that's selling 680,000 copies in the first week of Doggy Style, you know that hip hop has now become mainstream for sure.
Classic.
Yes, classic. It's become mainstream for sure. So now R&B is starting to really put that hip hop swag into the music. So I felt like with changes, did they feel like, yo, we have to have a record like this? Because to be honest, I can see like a Tretch or a Redman like on this.
Oh yeah,
spitting a rhyme on this.
Oh yeah, I can hear that.
I wish they would have let Tretch get like a 16 on this joint. Like,
because were popular back then and good ones.
Right. So I feel like Tretch could have ate a 16 up on this joint for real.
Yeah.
But like y'all said, it already had Tretch, I mean, Naughty by Nature giving the hip hop credibility already, and Hey Mr. DJ and Vibe and Groove thing, like y'all said. So I just wanted to ask that question because I always maybe felt like we needed a joint like this just for it to be like, okay, we're adding more hip hop flair to it. So that's what I thought. But y'all shut that down.
Well, no, both things can be true. Yes, it added to it, but it's not the only thing that added to it. So no, we're not saying you're incorrect.
Yeah. Got it.
Two things can be true at the same time. But yeah, like okay. So after you're sorry now, you have Love Me Today.
Ooh. Well. And Hate Me Tomorrow. Put all the bad feelings aside. I love
How
the
does
bridge.
Which,
yeah.
How does Renee write songs like this? Like,
I don't know. She's and dope.
Yeah.
It's just I love that song.
it's just so like the last after the bridge for me. It's a wrap. Like that song, it's like everything to me. It takes me into a trance. And then when they take the music out
At the end.
Yes. And
just,
they just vocalizing.
Just let it marinate. That's what I missed today. Every song is 2 minutes long. I'm like, can we marinate? Can we feel that thing?
Can we get a build up? Can we get a cool down? And then a
thing. Oh man.
Can we ride out a vamp? Like, can we do any of that?
You know,
now the whole song is just one long vamp.
Sin said this. He said back then we used to let the song breathe.
Yes, let it breathe.
Breathe again.
Breathe again.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nah, but yo, like this, it's like like the way they just let this joint ride. I never wanted to end. Like when a song brings me in, and after that bridge, and it just has a build up, and once that build up is there, you don't want to come down, and then they take the music out, and it's just Zhane and Renee vocals.
Yeah.
It's so eerie, but it sounds so good. Like I'm like,
yeah. That song was like 5 minutes long, over 5 minutes long, right?
Yes.
I missed that.
Oh my God. My God. I think it was like what 5:25. I think like that's sad. Yeah, I know the time.
No, it's not sad because you hung on every note.
That's did. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I used to turn up the volume. You hear them last ad libs on songs. Like I just need to hear that last.
Oh.
And I turned it down real quick because the next song was coming on, but I wanted to hear that last ad lib.
Yes. Like, oh my God. That's why I just used to like literally go back and be like, I just like when this love me today. It's just like, and them two, it's just like, it's like I know they're not vocally battling, but it felt like they were just battling each other, and it just sounded so like harmonies.
They call it it's a call and response.
You better take me to church.
It's a call and response. And Renee would come in, and then Zhane would come in, and then it just fade. They go to fade. Yeah,
and it fades like I just. I'm like, why couldn't this song be longer? I would have took another minute if you let me. I would have.
I appreciated Donnie and Donnie Hathaway and Roberta back together again. They let that thing ride. They didn't care.
Let it ride.
Oh my God, yes.
Because that was the time people like could dance then. It was like, okay.
Yes. Yeah, and then he let Luther and the girls. They let Luther and the girls get it in with the background. What?
Giving all the things. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh man. Yeah. So what's the next one? Oh, Off My Mind.
Off My Mind. That's when it really dipped into the jazz bag. That's when that's like the shift. Well, I mean, they was kind of shift, but that's when it really shifts to the jazzy portion of the proceedings this evening.
This is what I knew. This is when I said, "Oh, they're not playing." Like when it goes to the transitions to the swing, I was like, and my mother loves jazz, and she sings jazz. So my mom was like, "Who's that?" JR, that's why we always talk about how our parents loved our music in the 90s. Like when she heard this, she used to always say, "Can you play that song by Janae, please?" Off My Mind. I'm gonna learn that and sing it myself because it was just, oh, these girls ain't playing with the jazz ahead of their time.
A lot of people say that about this album too, that it was kind of ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were doing things that people wasn't doing yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? And with Off My Mind, it's so jazzy. Like I can really see this being played in a jazz club and smoke everywhere.
With
and
Robert Glasper, Tina Renee on stage at the reunion that we hope for maybe one day. Yeah, that would be a dope. And Marcus Baylor on drums.
That would be dope, yo.
Zhane, Renee, come on. Y'all both doing jazz, RH Factor, and the Baylor Project. Marcus Baylor on drums, Robert Glasper, Derek Hodge, Zhane Renee sing Off My Mind and the other stuff. Their solo stuff and group stuff.
Y'all better listen. Y'all better listen.
Yeah.
Blue Note residency.
Off My Mind is giving me from the Saturday Night album. It's giving me very Rendezvous.
Yes.
Vibes.
There you go.
And like maybe even a sprinkle of Piece It Together. Like it's Rendezvous with a sprinkle of Piece It Together.
Wow.
Elise?
A sprinkle.
Of what? Piece It Together.
Piece It Together.
I can't with y'all.
I hate this show.
It's the lean back and the Piece It Together. Yeah. Come on, you beautiful black queen. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So yes. But yeah, Off My Mind, you're getting the good jazz grooves, and then you have La La La. JR's favorite. The horns.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this record here.
This gives you blues club, and you sitting there sipping on your wine.
Listen, they hitting you off the break with them horns.
Yes.
Off the break, they bringing you in with them horns. That's why y'all know this is my favorite song on this album.
Mm-hmm.
Why, you might ask?
Why?
Is a horn a type of instrument? What's that?
Get out. Get out.
What is a horn? On a car?
Yeah.
Get out. Both of y'all get out. Bye.
Is it like a pop?
Over. No, this episode is over. Over and out. No.
Is it a popular instrument? No, I was kidding.
What is that?
Y'all, I hate y'all. Terribly.
Is it like a guitar?
Okay.
Let me Google it.
Y'all are real cute.
But go ahead.
Cute.
But go ahead. I had to do it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love like this song, y'all. I remember when I first heard this song. Mind you, after coming off My Mind, you're in that jazzy vibe as it is. And then you come into La 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 with the horns getting you off the break.
Yes.
And this is a 5-minute and 30-second song.
Tell it.
Not that you're counting.
Yes, not that I'm counting, but when people actually albums, that's when they really took the time to sequence a record, you know.
Yes, because it made sense. Like you just coming out of a jazzy vibe of Off My Mind, and then you come into this, and they like, okay, we gonna bless you with the horns, and we coming in, and we're letting, and they sound so beautiful on the song. Like their harmonies. That's one thing I love about Janae is their harmonies. They blended perfectly together. Like me and Elise said, there's some groups that don't blend very well, and they had hits,
big ones,
huge ones, and I don't understand it.
Beautiful hits.
Catch what I just threw. But
got it.
But that is my favorite. Just the horn, just the instrumentation of it all. Like,
I love y'all.
you can't get nothing better than this song to me. Like, I just
shout out to C.
Woo! Yes, because that again, they could have put this somewhere else. I probably would have loved it anyway because it was horns.
Yeah.
But if they would have put it anywhere else, it wouldn't have fit where they wanted to put it. Fit, like Elise said, the jazz vibe started with, love me today, right?
Yeah, that's
off my mind.
Off my mind.
Yeah.
Off my mind. And you start from there, and it's like very jazzy.
Yes.
And you come into la la la, like
you
can like, you know what that remind me of? Like Sparkle. When sister is singing after she done got her, behind whooped.
Yeah.
And she's singing, and it's at that part where you just kind of giving your all. You know what I'm saying? And you just like, and this song, it's like you're sitting in the audience and you're just looking at whoever, you looking at the girls like Janae singing this, like, girl, I feel you. I have no words. So I'm just gonna say la 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 la. Like, I don't have nothing to say. Like,
like my song that you don't like.
What song is this?
Of the same name.
La 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 la. That one? I love you. Yeah. That's a hit.
Cute.
Cute.
That's cute.
La 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 la. No.
Y'all got it. Beautiful suits and beautiful haircuts. So that'll work.
My beautiful stoops, though. Oh, that was a Crooklyn reference. Got it. One of my favorite movies.
Ever love Crooklyn because it reminds me of home.
All the beads and the shells and things. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I hate this show. I'm agreeing with you, Elise. I hate this show.
Oh gosh. But no, I feel you. I feel exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And then we get into my favorite single off this album. And I might mess up some people with this one. I don't know if y'all gonna feel the way I feel.
Okay.
But I actually love Groove Thing better than Hey Mr. DJ.
Okay.
I've always did. Hey Mr. DJ is cool. Like,
I think I agree with you. I think Hey Mr. DJ is my least. I love Hey Mr. DJ, but it's my least favorite up tempo on the album.
Oh, absolutely.
I like all the other ones better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just Hey Mr. DJ. I heard more, and it was the more popular song, and it was the song that introduced me. So it has a place for me, but it's not my favorite song on the record by any means. Like I said, my favorite songs is You're Sorry Now, Groove Thing Like You, and Sending My Love. Those are like my favorites. And all my favorites are singles, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they had a lot of singles off the album.
That's what I was saying. Like, there was so much that, because I feel like Sweet Taste of Love could have been a single.
Yeah.
Especially Following Sending My Love. Like, that could have been a single.
They did, Temujin? They played it on the radio?
When we had radio stations, yes. 98.7 and WBLS, they would play it.
Really?
Because sometimes they would play a DJ favorite. They'd be like, it's not a single, but I love this, y'all. Check it out.
Yeah, you're right.
Changes could have been a single.
Which one?
Changes could have been a single.
Oh, yeah. I'm
actually surprised it wasn't. But they had a lot of they had 5 singles.
Yeah.
Damn,
You're Sorry Now was the last single.
Yeah.
Damn, 5 singles? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hey Mr. DJ, Vibes, Sending My Love. Groove Thing, and You're Sorry Now.
Yep.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
That's when these singles and worked the record and did album signings.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they put out, because what? Hey Mr. DJ came out August 93, Groove Thing March 94, Sending My Love May 94, Vibe August 94, You're Sorry Now September 94.
Come on, list.
Yeah.
Ooh. That album, them singles had some legs.
Yeah.
They had legs. So they worked the hell out of them singles. Motown
Gerald
budget, like
Gerald Busby was ahead of Motown then, right?
yes, because that's before Andre Harrell left and became, which was a bad move. But that was, that go ahead, Gerald Busby. Yes. Yeah, he did that. Oh, he did that.
He did.
Yes, he did that. Yeah, Groove Thing I love because I think I told Imogen this. I love like the 230 point when they're stacking. So what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Like I love that.
And the best part of that song, party people.
Yeah.
Oh, I was saying you sing because you the actual one person in this conversation that can actually sing. Right?
That can actually sing, right?
Yeah.
You can carry several tunes.
Right.
These two niggas at the top, no.
I can give you a woo and a woo, and that's about it.
He can give you a woo.
It's all me.
Sometimes,
yes.
Like Jerome.
Wow, Jerome. Oh man.
Oh,
90 television.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So can we talk about For a Reason?
Everything happens for a reason.
And they just start saying harder. The more the song go on, it's just like they.
Can I tell y'all? Like, shout out to my friend Pierre Harris. He like Renee played piano for the mixed chorus, and I asked him lovingly. I was like, Pierre, can you learn that song? He learned that whole song for me. That song is so dope. Just piano and voices again. Musicality, true talent, and lyrics. Mm-hmm.
I think
every single song on this album is so beautifully written, even down to a Hey Mr. DJ and a Vibe. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just written just right. It's poetic when it needs to be. It's fun when it needs to be.
Shout out to G because she wrote it and played piano.
Yes. And I was saying that I think this foreshadowed what she's doing now. With songs like Laugh and Move On. It foreshadowed kind of like where she's at with the Baylor project. Like this is the lane that she likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think they were getting, do y'all think they were getting more there with Saturday Night?
Yes.
And I think that's what Zhane wanted to stay. I think. But I think Renee kind of was like, now wait a minute. I'm loving like this hip hop thing here. And I think that's where the creative differences kind of went. Because I think Zhane wanted to stay with the jazzy stuff. And I think I think Renee was kind of like, I'm liking the hip hop joint. You know what I'm saying? I want to mix that in. But like you said, it's crazy now because they both doing jazz. So
because Zhane, when Zhane went solo, she started with inspirational.
Yes.
And I think that, I don't know, I wish y'all, hopefully maybe y'all can have them on the show, like the mark. I think, she was veering toward the inspirational thing because she was getting married, or she just got married to Marcus. So I think, and then they transitioned back into, I hear some inspiring songs on their Marcus Baylor projects, but it's definitely more jazz.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's interesting because, and this is going back to what I said, these are the same. I love them both dearly. This is the same album. These is the same damn album.
The what, Elise? The what?
The same damn album, like the formula of it. Now, I love them. It worked, but it's the same formula.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the sequencing. Saturday night, you got request line. Saturday night, so bad, crush, which is Sending My Love, and then it goes, the song is for you, just like that. Last damn good times, and then boom, jazzy. You get For the Longest Time, and then it's all jazz all the way to the end.
In the song Will Down, what was the name of the song?
Piece It Together.
They did that on Planet Groove.
That's my. That's my. I think that might be my favorite song on here.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the way Will come in on it.
Yeah.
That makes it, like I was already a Will Downer fan, but this song sealed the deal to make me go back and listen to everything.
Remember his album Sailing? I think that was like his very first album or second album. It had Sailing on it. It had nothing. The one he did with Rochelle. That was a good album.
Yes. And then, but yeah, on Saturday, I know we talking about pronounced Sunday, but I always got to get Saturday night in there.
Oh, like, yeah.
But I don't like the up tempos on this as much as I do on Pronounced Janae, and I don't like the jazzy stuff on Pronounced Janae as much as I like the jazzy stuff on this.
Okay.
Yeah, like the jazzy stuff on this is unfuckwittable to me.
The who?
Unfuckwittable.
I know, like, that's right.
You got For the Longest Time, bomb ass cover, up in my pantheon of cover songs, especially cover songs that are reworked. Freaking Rendezvous, Kindness for Granted.
Rendezvous Love is everything. Vocally, like they would
Kindness for Granted. Don't take my kindness for granted.
Okay.
Don't take my sweetness for weakness.
I'm gonna wait for the reaction. That kind of reminds me of that song. Oh, well, here we go. That Dionne Warwick and Stevie Wonder did. Oh, everyone a die and the weakness of life.
Yes. Oh, guys, that is the same. That is. Oh, yeah.
Like
it's the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
A Beautiful Gown.
Confusion.
Oh man, I heard
Temporary Thing. Color.
Hey,
Color is the For a Reason on this album. It reminds me of, like just the sound of, like not the subject matter, but just the feel of it.
Yeah.
I got a question for y'all about.
I might have an answer.
Do y'all feel like this album with this neo soul that they love to say that is that I don't like? Do y'all feel that they kind of the early beginning stages of what we're calling neo soul?
Yeah, hence ahead of their time. Yeah. Janae was doing Robert Glasper.
Yeah, and they was writing their music, and
and playing instruments and like
arranging.
Yeah. They were ahead of they were ahead of their time.
And then it was like, again, they were the first females in a group that I was looking at like these are Nubian goddesses to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like before that, I wasn't really looking at that, especially being that my pops was like a hip hop head with Tribe and you know what I mean? And you know, De La Soul and Jungle Brothers and Queen Latifah and all this. It was like my Nubian sister. I kind of looked at Renee and Zhane like, yo, they are some beautiful Nubian queens. Like I was getting that. And then when I got that, like I got the album and it had so much weight to it. It felt like weight. So when I heard Brown Sugar a year later, I'm like, this got some weight to it, like Janae's did.
Yep. Like Queen Latifah's Black Rain's album has weight to its Flavor Unit, but that album had weight because she gave you everything. She gave you little jazz. She gave you hip hop. She gave you straight. She
gave you vulnerability. She gave you
Black Rain was
that's
baby. 1990.
Yes.
Let me tell you, that cassette ran through.
And she was on Motown too.
Even though I just wore outside B of Black Rain. I wore that side B out.
Love and the other one was she's like, gotta take up down, the mood is right. And she's talking about
mood is right.
Yeah, I'm like, oh. It was just,
you got Weekend Love, and then you got Just Another Day. You got Winky's theme. You got all that,
UNITY, that thing goes hard.
Yeah, that side B ain't nobody's bitch.
Yeah.
Who you calling a bitch?
At least, is your OG press, does it have Groove Thing remix on it?
Yes.
I don't remember. I have to play that because I don't remember the Groove Thing remix, but okay.
Yeah, it has Groove Thing remix and Hey Mr. DJ remix.
Okay.
And they put that after for a reason.
Yeah. Okay.
So where would y'all put this as far as albums of the 90s? Where would you put it for yourself?
As far as like top 10 or whatever top.
Yeah, your top like 10. Would you put it even in your top 5? Would you put it in there?
For me, it was Brownstone From the Bottom Up. It was pronounced Jah-Nay. They both share the same slot because I played them back to back. It was like Brownstone, and then of course My Life, Crazy Sexy Cool. People sleep, I don't think they slept on it, but Crazy Sexy Cool came out that year too. But definitely.
2 weeks before My Life did, yeah.
It was.
Ain't nobody sleep on no damn Crazy Sexy Cool. I think everybody was awake. I don't think nobody slept on that album at all. I think now I like the album, but it's an album that people give too much. I think
that part
now JR's about the album. I love the album, but I think it gets too much. But I love it.
Yeah, I think it gets too much.
I think it gets too much because it was so commercially successful. I think that people get, which people tend to do, like, no matter who the artist, including legends, they'll give an album a whole lot, like, well, it's okay, it did. That don't mean it. That mean beautiful marketing,
Like Thriller and Off the Wall is always a yearly debate.
Yearly debate.
Yeah. And if the crux of your argument about whether something is good is about how much it sold or if your argument about the quality of something is how much it costs, then we don't even need to have a conversation. Like, we're not going to get anywhere.
That part.
We've reached an impasse and we should decide not to speak to each other about it. Let's find something we have common ground on, because it ain't.
Maybe chicken wing, something.
Yeah,
Okay.
Beautiful flats, beautiful drums, like.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that sounds good right now. But anyway, yeah.
Don't it?
Oh, I don't know. I need to sit down. no, this definitely was an influential album for me. But I don't know where it falls in my 90s. Like, I think I need to sit down and like go through the 90s one and just, just for my own fun, like see where they fall for me. Because sometimes I forget about stuff because see, 90s is so broad because what came out in 1990 or 91 is not the same as 98 and 99 look like.
Word.
Very true.
It's it's a huge chasm of
one of the best eras. Oh yeah.
I agree.
Yes, yeah. 70s and 90s is where it was at.
I say the same thing.
The 80s had some things happening, but the 80s were kind of goofy. And then
very experimental.
Yeah, and goofy for a reason. Like Jerry says, it's experimental. It's like the bridge of the gap of trying to figure out with the new technology and integrating that. So it's just a weird time. So we got a bunch of goofy shit. I mean, we always get goofy shit, but the 80s was in all genres. The 80s was just
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like the gummy bears. Here and there and anyway, but yeah.
I hate this show. I hate it. I hate this show.
The 90s is ours is like like my mom would always talk about, ooh, the 70s was the time. We say the same thing about the 90s now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
yeah.
And I think when we just talked to Brian, he was like 70s, 80s, 90s, and the rest don't really like,
he said,
that was the best, that was.
When did it turn for y'all? Like early 2000s? When do you all think it turned?
I think it actually turned for me in 98, 99, but then 2000 came and saved it for a little while for me. When you got all the neo soul projects.
Yeah.
So
right.
So 2000s did a Hail Mary and brought me back, and then about 2004 is when it just 3, 4. That's when it went back off the rails for me.
I have a question.
But 98, 99 almost made me.
I like. Do you all think, and this is no shade, but do you all think because producers then transitioned to be artists that the artist took a back seat? That's what it felt like. It was like, oh, they're artists too. All right.
And then the producers started getting more shine than the artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It started getting records where it was like, okay, produced by Timbaland. We didn't care about that anymore. Like, we read the liner notes and knew that he produced the record. Now you're getting these singles that's going to the radio stations that's saying blah, 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 produced by this person, produced by the Neptunes, produced by this.
Well, even if it wouldn't have said it on whatever promotional material, they said it all over the fucking songs, which to this day, I hate it. I hate it
too.
I hate it.
Me too.
I want to go back through all my music and just have a DJ come and take every mention of a producer out of the record itself.
Yeah.
For one, I feel like it just like I don't like when they say brand names and stuff like that in songs, because it dates it and it makes us feel cheesy and like not commercial, but like a commercial.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I never liked them screaming out, bless their hearts, but Missy, Timbo, and all them, they always, and Sean and them will always yell their name on the track.
Well, at least Timbaland and Missy actually did it though.
But they still yelled all over the shit, and I don't like it.
Yeah, you're right.
I like the songs that happened on. That's why I want somebody to go and scrub that part out of the songs, because I know you produced it because you have a signature sound.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you don't have to tell me you're that good. I know that's new Missy. I know it is.
Yeah.
I knew it before you said it. I didn't read the liner notes. I knew it as soon as the track came on. That your hands was all in it, because that's why the shit's so fucking dope. So I knew
Right.
Right.
You know, and I'm just using that as an example. It's all those producers do it to this, you know, it's worse now than before, or at least when they was yelling on it, they was very, very good songs.
Right.
And that's why I could, you know, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't like that of it. It's like, well, this is a good ass song though, dog.
Where now, I don't know what's happening now. It's just very
and a lot of time it comes off as, and it shows that of being more interested in gaining fame and recognition than just for the love of doing it.
Yeah.
Now, yes, you want to make money. Everybody, we got to feed our kids, and we want to be successful off of this. You know, we're putting our heart out there.
Yeah.
But, like, you ain't gotta. It needs to be some love there. No matter what you do, it needs to be some. It's got to be some love of some aspect of it. Yep. You know, no matter what, and not just in the arts, just period. Whatever you do, you need to love it, or at least know it.
Right.
That part.
Absolutely.
You know? That part.
I miss it. Musicality.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Yes.
Hooks. Vamps.
You know, I don't get this. Because even sometimes now I hear a good song, but I don't hear songs that give me chills.
The curl don't curl all the way.
Yeah, like I hear them like
curl.
Like objectively, it's like, okay, that's a good song. It's structured. The music's fine. The voice is just, you know, the voice is good. But it does. But I don't be like, ooh, or you know, ooh. Or I don't get a face like when you hear a good rap song, that scrunch face. Like I don't get that as much. I do get it, but I don't get it as much anymore.
Right.
And I want to feel it, because I want to feel it. I want to feel it in my. I want to feel chills. I want to tingle. You know.
That's what soul is. It's a feeling, and that's what we don't have now. Like we don't have in mainstream anyway, because we have it, but it's just not mainstream anymore. And we don't have that feeling of that. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of these songs that we talked about on this Janae record, it was like we got chills and we felt some type of way when we first heard it. It's like now you don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like on mainstream anyway, it's like they're so concerned about the imaging of the single rather than the soul of the single. You know what I mean? Like,
for example, on this record, Sending My Love, a single, to this day gives me chills every single time I hear it. Like I just, you know,
when
every time.
And that beat drop, it's like, oh,
this song is almost 30 years old, and it's still, I know, yeah.
Golden time of day, like you hear it, you just be like, oh, golden time of day. Oh,
it's still,
or The Way, but like you just, you hear,
it still feels like the first time you heard it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it brings back all of that. Like like when I hear Sending My Love, I feel 15 again. Like I remember how it made me feel, or I feel how I felt when I would hear it when I was 20 and in love, or in, you know, I feel it every time I think about my first like long distance relationship. Like
right.
You know,
you better talk, Elise. Keep talking.
You know, I still do like this. You're sorry now, like rolling my eyes. Like I still feel way like
right.
Like stop saying sorry because it's all over.
Right. I was just going to say hand on the hip.
Yeah. Like I want you out of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel every time I hear it, I feel sassy. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, and I can give you a story of some sort about each of the song. Hey, Miss DJ, I can say like y'all was talking about. You felt you know, the video is a block party, so it's giving you your New York memories and
Yeah.
you know, being outside, you know.
Yeah.
Cocoa breads. Yes.
Come on, you better. You better.
You know.
You better.
And with albums that we love, we could go through every song and we could connect it to a moment.
Yeah, Elise, talk that talk. Talk it, girl.
You know? So that's the beauty of these 90s records like these.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all better show y'all vinyl. I hate y'all, but y'all better.
Yo, both of these records, I got them years ago, but I searched for these records. Now, Jay always hate because I run up on some shit for $1 or I just walk in the record store like,
yeah.
These want that. No, I had work for these, baby.
I want Saturday Night. I definitely
in fact, this one I ordered from, I think this is one of the first albums that I ordered from overseas. I think it came from UK.
Okay.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, I want that one. I'm gonna try to find it. Oh yeah.
Actually, no, this is the one from the UK. It still got the thing on it with the, this one was from the UK. It still has the, it was from Notting Hill.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I had to work for those. So we have come to my favorite part of the show.
Hey,
JR can kiss my tail. Cause could he just
la 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 la.
That means you love me.
Yes.
Love wins. Okay, but wins every time. So I am going to give you albums from 1994.
Ooh, okay.
And you tell me, especially since we're talking about memories, and the first song or memory you have of that album.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick ones that we haven't mentioned in the show.
Okay.
All right. Boys to Men 2.
Oh. Freshman year high school. Oh my God. Midwood High School, 1994. Everybody was in a singing group, including everybody was a singing group, singing Shot, Boys to Men 2. Baby. Oh, you talk about an album. Oh my God. Everybody wanted to be Boys to Men.
Yes.
That was just, talk about nostalgia, vibing, and oh my God. And Around the World.
Ooh.
People don't talk about that song.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
That is a song. I'd never hear. I don't think I ever heard anybody mention that song before.
No.
You know, besides JR. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because the sun shifted. But yeah, Boys to Men was nostalgia. It was just, oh man. Yeah.
And it's so good having that album on vinyl, thanks to Elise.
Oh.
Yeah, you had the white label, but then Mark, our friend Mark, bought me the full art one.
Shaka,
so when he gave me that, I gave JR the
promo
the promo white label I had.
Yes.
I want Boys to Men 2, and
which I searched for that.
You don't have the reissue? Men 2?
I don't have that yet.
Oh. Yeah, because that's a reissue. See, the one I gave you, JR, I searched for that. That wasn't
because it was hard for me when I was searching for it. So.
I searched and found it. I think that one came from overseas too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, but wow.
Mm-hmm. and it didn't even end up being that expensive, but it was just a process. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How about Anita Baker, Rhythm of Love.
Oh,
really? Listen. Continued greatness. I would play Rhythm of Love all the time. I don't know why in the mornings. I would play it in the mornings before school. And I would play It's Only for a While. I look, oh man, discontinued greatness. Anita Baker?
Yeah.
Come on, that's a
My
master.
joint is-
I feel like people don't talk about the Rhythm of Love album enough.
They don't. They
And
stop right at compositions.
They should. Because that is an amazing record. And I think if people just took a second to just I just think a lot of people just didn't ever listen to the whole thing.
They didn't. Because again, Tony was out. So that was that Anita lane. So people was kind of focused more on her than on this Rhythm of Love, because my shit is baby. I can play that song over and over and over. Hey, Anita. Hey, girl.
Anita is masterclass. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
Period.
All right. Next, we're gonna go to. See, I'm trying to just kind of fuck you up.
Okay.
How about Above the Rim soundtrack?
Above the Rim. I was knee deep. I was throat deep in R&B. Like, I know they had R&B on it, but I always thought like, oh, that's like more hip hop, because I saw basketball and I don't do sports, so I was just like, oh, okay. So I kind of didn't.
Okay. No. I mean, you got your SWV off of it, you know.
Oh, I love SWV. I love their records, but like the whole Above the Rim thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, awesome. Bye.
No worries. I don't always hit something. Okay. How about
I love this though.
Brandy? Debut.
Why the fuck did I say she's gonna name that?
Brandy. Nostalgia. And for Brandy was played, I played Brandy consistently because I was like, who is this young girl like singing? And she loved Whitney Houston, and like she was like vocally, I was like, wow, she's really like a seasoned vocalist, but in a young girl's body.
Right.
And gonna be down. I love Best Friend. That thing is so stank and so fun. I love that bass line is everything.
Yes, it is.
Yes, and beautiful flutes. Beautiful flutes. That's my favorite part of that song is the flutes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always on My Mind. And the other one where it's like the live drum. I don't know the title. It's toward the end of the record, and it's like you can hear.
Give Me
like
You.
Yeah, it's like it's like a live band that's playing behind her. Yeah.
Or you talking about Love on My Side?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
That's the joint with Robin Thicke. Yes.
I was like, okay, Brand. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
That little girl was just singing.
Yes, she was.
Nothing. Just going in the booth and singing.
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The last one, Blackstreet.
First album.
Yeah, self-titled Blackstreet.
I love Before I Let Me Go because they played Before I Let You Go. I'm sorry. Every day on Video Soul. It was always on the Video Soul countdown. It was on
Yes, it was.
I love. And of course, Dave Hollister is just sickening. The way that vocal. And that's another feel-good song. Like you could play it right now and be like, oh, shucks. Remember this? So yeah, Before I Let You Enjoy. I loved you.
I was just about to say, speaking of songs that still give me like chills, and Joy is that for me off of that record. Like it's a very, and yes, obviously joyful feeling, but it's just a very specific kind of joy that taps into for me.
It gave me, I don't know, like Michael Jackson could have sung that song, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. Yes. The melody of that song, that's very, Joy.
Yeah, okay.
Girl,
You're right.
sweet joy.
Yeah, I had to think about it. Yep. You're
Yeah.
right. You're
You know,
right.
You know, he would sing it. Of course, he would sing it different in the Michael Jackson, but I could hear him singing that melody.
But yeah, he
yeah.
was Michael it for sure. Like,
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
Very,
I'm
like
glad you
lady,
said that. And the more I think about it, yes.
very
Yeah.
late life vocal approach. Like he would just be getting in at the end, like just going. You like, all right, Michael. But yeah, shout out to Levi Little because he did the thing.
yes.
He did the thing.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Damn, that's
Hey,
it. It's good, Elise. I like this list.
Yes. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since I hit you with the butter rim, and you won't want that one. How about let's do one more.
Okay.
And how about I'll make it a good one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
1994.
Let's see. It's some good ones. I'm trying to pick which one.
That I haven't talked about. Okay.
Let's see.
Ooh, the suspense.
I know. Let's see. Do you have something?
You got some good 94 albums for real.
Let's see. Oh,
John.
I think I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I know I got one, but I don't know if she's gonna.
Let's see.
Do you remember Jade's 94 album?
Because Brownstone was my thing.
Well, how about you tell me with Brownstone? What was?
It was the same feeling I felt with Janae. Vocally, they were different. We all know the 90s Brownstone was the Brownstone choir, gospel choir. But vocally, they sounded like me. I was like, oh, they're holding notes and they're like really singing with a lot of passion. And of course, their harmonies were crazy. If You Love Me, now you talk about something that was played every day.
Oh my God, yes.
They all were beautiful in their own way. Nikki had her short crop, another short hairstyle with the beautiful full lips and beautiful smile. Maxie, may she rest in peace, had the beautiful braids and beautiful chocolate skin. And Mimi was just, and they was just singing behind that waterfall like they had to pay the rent.
Yes, yo.
They would just, and the water was coming down. And that shout out to Gordon Chambers for writing, and Nikki for writing You Love Me.
I was just about to say, I was headed back from Tennessee, and we had a 10-hour ride. And we were playing Brownstone's album, and I must say, I love Half of You.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Listen, her and Gordon go back and forth, and then the girls kind of come in just to give you that extra you know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, Nikki and Gordon Chambers sing for dear life on that record.
That was their for a reason song.
Yep.
It was the piano.
Yeah.
It was all right. And they and Don't Cry for Me and Grapevine and
don't cry. That's truly the song to where I say that's the Brownstone Mass Choir.
Yeah, listen.
Don't cry for me, baby.
And at the
that's
end,
another goosebumps every time.
No, but that end though, the ending when they go for broke, that very LaBelle style.
Oh yeah.
Don't cry. No.
Yeah. Very LaBelle-esque.
Very LaBelle-esque. Yes.
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 Yes. This was so awesome. This was so fun.
This is so fun. This
It
I
feels
knew it
so
would
like-
be. I knew it would.
I'm like, it feels like, of course, it's a conversation, but I'm like, oh, I hope, I'm like, I hope it flowed because we were just talking. I love that.
And that's one thing that me and Lise love about this. We could talk about an album, but we go to so many albums we talk about, but still we bring it back.
And that's one of the goals when me and JR were first talking about when I kind of first came to him the idea about the show, like that's one thing that was my goal. I didn't want it to be a show where I just came and interviewed people and asked the same questions about an album, or to where I was asking people about their albums. I wanted to see what people felt about things that they weren't necessarily a part of, like to see their perspective, to see where their mind was at during that time, and I just wanted to just have real conversations.
Yeah.
And in a real conversation is not linear.
Right.
There's a theme to a conversation, but you can get to the end this way, you can go that way, you can go up, you can come back down, you know? So, and I was like, yes, like, you know, like that's what I want. So it's like perfect. And that's what I've always stuck to.
Yeah.
We have not strayed away from that.
No, we have not.
And we're not, because that's not what we want. The world doesn't need another. There's shows, there's platforms for that. That exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to reinvent that wheel. I'm trying to do something else in my lane and figure out, you know.
That part.
I want to. I can just say this. I tell JR all the time. There are many, and I don't like to speak for people because people get mad, but I can safely speak for people that I've shared the videos with and stuff. We truly appreciate what y'all do because it's special. It's a magic. I was telling JR, I was like, yeah, you see other people doing it. And, okay, let's talk about the record and go through the tracks. And no, what y'all have is something very, very special.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you can see it, you can feel it. You like, oh, okay.
It's like me and Elise always say we want to be a part of the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's like, damn, I want Temujin, I want to be in your position right now, and y'all asking me this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
that's it right there. It's like y'all don't, because sometimes you see other show or platforms and you're like, oh, they're just talking at the people, or they're not really engaged, and you're like, okay, and like 5 minutes in you're like, okay, let me just find another video while y'all bring them in. It's like we sitting right there with y'all on the couch like, yeah. While we be in the comments, beautiful guys.
Yeah. And yeah, and that's always been our goal. We want to make people feel comfortable, and we always want to be approachable because we want people to feel like they could come and ask us a question, and we're not saying, well, how you ain't know that? We don't do that.
No.
In fact, sometimes I'll be like, it's been shows I'll be like, well, JR, I understand, for example, how we like Tony, to where people don't know that they're a band. I'm like, and I had to say, wait a minute, JR. They won't market it as a band, so that is not common knowledge. People wouldn't necessarily know that. And even if they were, some people just don't know shit. There's so much music in the world. You miss some things. Yeah. I miss stuff that come on and JR talk about, and I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. But I just sit and listen and I learn. I'm like, okay, I'll go check it out. Or I'll be like, I ain't heard of that project. I'll go check it out. Because he puts me on stuff all the time, and vice versa. So it'd be like so many times. I'll be like, when Elise is saying or talking about an album, I'm sitting there like, shit. After we get off there, I'm going to listen to that shit. It's plenty of times Elise had to point me to albums and be like, because she know me. Sometimes I'm like, sis, no. She'd be like, wait a minute. Take yourself out of it. Just play it and vibe to it.
and then call me when you're done. And I'll be like, shit, sis, she was right. This shit is not, you know.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
What was
I love it.
Y'all were talking about, what group was that? Was it New Birth?
Yeah.
And what was the other one, Elise? And I was like, Elise, send me the link. And I got into it. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, it was a New Birth. I sent you my New Birth playlist.
That's the New Birth there.
And you ain't the first one I put on either.
Yeah. So thank you for not being snobs. You know what? You know that.
Oh, no.
I get excited. I'm like, ooh, let me, because I got playlists for everything. I'm like, ooh, let me. You know, that makes me happy. That's why I like when I work at the bar, somebody's like, who is that? Or what list is that? And I'm like, oh, well, this is so and so. You should listen to this, this, and this. And they're like, oh, and then they come back a couple months later and they're like, oh, I listened to it and I really liked it. Or I listened to it. It wasn't really my thing, but thank you for it. Like, what's wrong with either reaction? Because you're not supposed to hear everything. That would be boring.
Shout out to Neltron, because I blow his text up with links. I'm like, listen to that. He'd be like, I'll listen to it when I can, brother. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna stop. Because you know, you just get excited and sending people stuff and you want them to hear what you feel, feel.
Oh, and let me tell you something. That Neltron, he will listen.
And he will report back.
And he will report back. Yes.
In detail.
Yes.
Fire emojis. Fire, this is fire.
Yes. And he'll be like, oh my God, like, what else do they got? Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh God. That one is awesome.
That's a sponge right there. He's a sponge.
Yes.
It's like, just give me more. I got it.
Yes.
Y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
Yes, seriously. Appreciate you. You know, come on, you know I love you. Come on now. On now.
So beautiful. What'd you say?
Beautiful emotions. Genuine.
Like that.
Yes. So how about just real quick, tell folks how they can find you, and we'll put your information in the description so they can look you up. Okay.
Mr. Temujin Scott, MrTemujin Scott on Twitter and Instagram.
All right. My name is Temujin Scott.
And like I said before, that's my real name.
And y'all need to go, and then we need to put in the because y'all need to see him doing I'm changing and the house is not a home, y'all. Yeah, I'm on blast, Temujin. Yes, I am.
Oh.
Yes.
I have a throw bike. I have a throw bike.
Yes, he does.
Oh.
And he did I'm changing. Girl.
What?
Girl.
Why do I not know about this? Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, I should have been told you. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Honestly, my mother uploaded that, right? And I forgot about it. And JR was like, listening. I'm like, oh, my grandfather. I'm like, oh, I found all these videos my mother uploaded. So yeah, I'll find it and send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
I appreciate that, JR. Thank you.
Come on now.
Well, again, we thank you again. And we also thank all our viewers. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your people. You know, let your folks know what we got going on in this little corner of the internet.
Yes.
And learn a little something, have a few laughs, and hopefully discover some new music. And yeah, so we'll catch y'all on the next Catch That.
Okay.